Hi, welcome back to Karma, where we exist between the spaces to have conversation, laughter, to ask questions without needing to have all the answers. We have Ninat back with us once again. Welcome back, Ninat.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Oh man, today we have a very interesting topic. I think last time you spoke about values and we spoke about slowing down, we spoke about showing up.
Yeah.
And today I we're gonna talk about, mentors and influences,
Wow.
who
Yeah.
is really shaping us today.
Hmm.
So before that, who is your favorite influencer?
Wow. Tough one. Tough one. Well, there's this mentor of mine,
Okay.
right? He really influenced a lot of my thinking
Right.
and a lot of my ways and my practices. And his name is Bonnie Andrews.
Right.
I can't forget some of the ways how he's really influenced my life. Yeah.
Cool. I thought you were gonna say Ashton Hill, 3 a.m.
No,
guy.
Aston Hill, man, is a bit. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm not sure if it's going to trend after another 6 months.
Right.
There's only so much you can clock. From morning to evening, there's only so much you can clock. But I've seen some of his stuff.
Yeah.
Right. He in fact, a few weeks back, he was in India.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Yeah, he was having a foot race with
Yes.
Yeah, but I
Yes.
think he lost some credibility after he lost to iShow Speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's another conversation altogether. And so we're talking about influences and mentors.
Yeah.
I think one of the thoughts that we have is that who is really shaping the young minds today,
Mm.
and the influencer that you shared about, you
Yeah.
talked about how he shaped your mind
Yeah.
and your mentality are a niche group of influencers that aim to instill values,
Yeah.
that aim to shape minds. But
Yeah.
there are still tons of influencers that are not looking to do that.
Yeah.
And I think before we dive into that, it's good that we kind of define
Yeah.
what are mentors and what are influencers. To you, how would you define a mentor?
Well, for me, in my limited purview of being journeying with people who have invested in my life, a simple way to put across to somebody who wants to know who a mentor is somebody who's willing to really take the risk on you
Right.
with the good, the bad, the ugly side of you, willing to trust you even when you break that trust,
Right.
willing to journey the road with you when you think you're at a dead end, willing to really speak the truth into your life because he cares for your life and not just your emotions.
Right.
I think if you've got a good check of these checklists or these things that are happening in some of your conversations, you might just have stumbled into your mentor
Wow.
and somebody who believes in you when you fail to believe in yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that you have just sum up what a mentor is. So what is an influencer then? how do we then draw the line?
Well, influencer is, I would say, just looking at the trend, just looking at the way how things are, popping up on your feed, in your conversations. They definitely carry a certain amount of aura or a charisma to really get your mind going.
Right.
Right, they really have the potential to make you think in different ways. They really have the potential and the ability to help you see maybe the same things or some new things in a completely different light. And so they're the ones who are really causing a dent in an individual's thinking process and patterns.
Wow. That's deep. That's deep. And so is it fair to say that both mentors and influencers shape us?
I agree.
Right. And so the next question I would ask is then, who has the greater voice in our life?
Wow. Yeah, I think it depends how you would want to see the capacity of those particular individuals who function, in the gift gift mix that they carry, whether just to influence somebody,
Right.
like we're talking about Aston Hill, he has got the capacity to influence,
Yep.
but I'm not sure if his influence is really going to impact my life.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not
Okay.
sure. Right. Whereas somebody who's kind of mentoring
Right.
you, I think mentorship, one of the key essentials of mentorship is proximity.
Mm.
Influence
Mm.
can be from a distance.
Wow. Okay.
Mentoring happens in proximity.
Mm.
Uh, and so, not every influence that may happen from a distance is beneficial. Some of it is good, some of it is it's just there. It's
Mm.
not about good or bad, it's just there.
Mm.
But mentoring, or if you have found a mentor,
Mm.
proximity is what helps you see the brokenness
Yeah.
or the limitations in
Mm.
you because of the mentor.
Mm.
Proximity is also the reason why you get to discover the better version of yourself.
Mm.
And I think it happens uh, at a much better and a deeper way
Mm.
as compared to influence, which might be quick,
Mm.
but it may not be deeply impactful.
Right. One would say that it may not last as long.
It may not last, right?
Right. So we've let's pivot and talk about mentorship.
Okay.
And what is your view on paid mentorship?
Paid mentorship.
Paid
Wow.
mentorship. Because we you talked a lot about values of
Yeah.
somebody who is journeying with walking with a person, the
Yeah.
good, the bad, the ugly,
Yeah.
and helping them to see potential that they may not see.
Yeah.
So then what about paid mentorship?
Yeah.
What is your take on it? Because some would argue
Yeah.
saying that it's not genuine mentorship
Mm.
because the day that you stop paying,
Mm.
the person stops mentoring you.
Yeah.
So what's your take on that?
I think now we have evolved to this understanding where there's a segregation between mentor and coach,
Right.
right? Uh, some of them even use the word mentor coach. And
Mm.
so I feel there is a cost to be paid
Mm.
for someone's time and value that they're putting in,
Right.
For some, they love the cost to be time. For
Mm.
some, they put a price tag to it,
Right.
right? And so I'm not trying to be diplomatic over here,
Mhm.
but what I'm trying to uh, just help you see is there are some people who really, just because they're asking you to pay a price, that might be the right thing for them to bring out the best version of
Mm.
you and the best version of them.
Yeah.
But there are some who like I've had in my life who have been investing in me
Mm.
without a price tag,
Right.
without a cost.
Right.
And I've seen the beauty of both,
Mm.
right? And so I'm not sure which is right, which is wrong.
Mm.
But what I do agree is in different seasons, you may need different approaches.
Right.
Whether you just have a buddy who's playing the role of a mentor
Mm.
in your life, or if you have somebody, if you're really serious about changing
Mm.
certain patterns and certain habits in your life and really serious about bringing the best version of you,
Mm.
a season might require you to go through certain rigorous rhythms, and it may come at a cost.
Right.
And so I think it's about learning more to stay true to the season that you are in.
Mm.
And that season, if you're really true to yourself, will help you discern and understand if you need to pay for it
Mm.
or if you're okay just going at it without any cost.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the follow-up question to that, having to have that, I agree with you. In every season, there's a cost to pay.
Yeah.
Everything requires a cost.
Yeah.
Even if the mentorship was not put in a monetary form of
Yeah.
cost, it costs you your time, it costs you your mentor's time.
Mm.
So there is a cost to something. But then I think the flip side to it that I want to add and ask your opinion is that because it is a paid, let's say a person is going through paid mentorship.
Yeah.
And the mentor is being direct,
Mm.
being straight with the point. And they feel, I think this don't vibe with me.
Yeah.
The aura's not right. I'm gonna switch the next coach, the next mentor. And they're carrying the mentality of how they would approach their influences. Right? If there's certain influences that we don't like, certain things that they say, or there's certain stance that don't sit right with us, we just unfollow them.
Yeah.
and they carry that same mentality with a mentor,
Yeah.
what is the danger of that?
So let me make a statement first before
Yeah.
I answer your question. Who told you that you need to have one mentor only?
Okay. Okay.
Like, I feel there's a myth that you just need to have this one master shifu that you keep going back to.
Right.
What I've learned in my journey of life is, and journey of mentoring, is I have multiple people
Right.
functioning in the capacity of being my mentor.
Mm.
And I feel that kind of liberates a limited mindset
Mm.
that many people have towards mentorship. There are many people, as I get to talk to a lot of young people, when I kind of broach this conversation about mentors and people willing to help them, there's this mindset that I've seen which is so limiting, is that they think that they, first of all, it's a big step for them to get one mentor, because they think they're going to have to open up every aspect of their life, and they're not ready to make that change to invite somebody into really the most crucial or deepest areas of certain areas of their life. And so that itself is a hill for them to climb.
Right.
Once they get there, then they kind of just plateau or just wait it out over there, thinking that, okay, I, for the rest of my life, have to journey with only this one person. And I tell them that, hey, it's okay for you to go out there and explore people who can speak into different aspects of your life.
Right.
And so for us, for me, I have got somebody who's speaking into my future, somebody who's speaking into my finances, somebody who's speaking to my leadership, somebody who's speaking to my spirituality. And these are different people.
Right.
Somebody who's speaking to our marriage as well. These are different people. Some of them might speak into 2 out of 3 or two or multiple areas,
Right.
but the freedom to have multiple voices is a gift
Right.
that many people do not tap into.
Right.
And so when I hear you ask me about, how to go about this, or why do people really not want to pursue this, I think one of the main reasons that I've come to terms with is maybe people don't want to change.
Wow. Wow.
It's not that you don't know what's happening with your life. It's just that you don't want to change
Right.
with all that's happening in your life,
Right.
right? And so you need people who can come into your life and just help take that ceiling off for you to really pursue and get better. The caution, though, I want to give is, if you are being sneaky by having multiple people function in the capacity of mentors, and you're hiding one thing from another, that's another dangerous zone that I would encourage people to not tread on. Because the point of having multiple people is not so that you get to compartmentalize only, but the point of having multiple people is that you get a clear direction in all different aspects of life.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. Breaking away stereotypes.
Yeah.
You can only have one mentor. Well, and I think mentorship is not something foreign now, right? I think mentorship and, well, whether it's influencer, everybody wants to be an influencer.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be seen and heard. But again, I think it both stems from a very raw place. Whether if in pursuit of influences so that people see me, that I feel seen and heard,
Yeah.
and I feel good about myself. That's one aspect. But the other aspect of mentorship, people could be very wary of mentorship because there are histories of people who've gone through mentorship who came out very hurt on the other end.
Yeah.
Who came out with abuse and trauma, that everybody's a skeptic now, right? If you go on the internet and search mentors, you type mentor in Malaysia or wherever, there could be thousands of people. So how then do people be able to navigate that tricky situation?
Yeah.
Because you can pay somebody who can look like they have the best interest for you,
Yeah.
but they just want your money.
Yeah.
They just want to make
Yeah.
a quick buck out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do we navigate through that?
Yeah, I think I think it's a real challenge,
Yeah.
to select people.
Mm.
It's a real challenge to invite someone into your life.
Yeah.
And some of it is purely done on the basis of trust. I think I would say all of it is done on the basis of trust. And so trust is built over time,
Right.
right? Trust is not something that happens overnight. It's built over time. And so I think you have the freedom to trust your discernment when it comes to building trust with someone. On when we are, I think in this conversation, as we are encouraging people to go and pursue this journey of being mentored,
Yeah.
I I pretty much am sure that we are not expecting them to open up the entirety of their life in one night
Yeah.
or in one day,
Right.
right? Uh, it takes time
Yeah.
to build trust. And so I would say, to the time you take to build that trust, and to the time that that trust is kept
Right.
within that dynamic of being mentored between the mentor and the mentee, I think you're in a safe space, right? If the trust is if the conversation is not being manipulated, if the
Right.
trust that you're building is not being abused, I think there are some good scaffoldings that you can look at that help you, that this person truly desires and wants the best for you,
Right.
because trust needs to be treasured.
Mm.
You cannot just manipulate someone's trust,
Right.
and that cost of is a lot on the mentor,
Mm.
right? To make sure that as I get the privilege to journey with somebody, as I get the privilege of leading somebody,
Right.
or shaping someone's life, I cannot manipulate
Right.
that conversation.
Mm.
I get to invest in that conversation. I get to truly steward that conversation well, but I cannot manipulate that conversation for the sake of my benefit when I'm wearing the hat as a mentor. Now, as a mentee, as somebody who's getting mentored, I have the full freedom to practice integrity, to practice authenticity,
Right.
and to continuously ask myself, and maybe if you get to a place where you can ask the mentor as well, that how how is the health of this relationship,
Mm.
I think that helps just foundationally a lot to somebody who's kind of willing to invite someone else's
Yeah.
thoughts, value systems into their own lives.
Right. And I think it's a good place for us. It's like a litmus test, right?
Yeah, it is a litmus test. Yeah.
To just kind of gauge if this is a right fit for us.
True.
And I think it's good that we kind of realize who we are as people and our own character and who we are. There are, would you agree with me that there are certain mentors that are just not compatible with us,
True.
right?
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
it's also not it's not a shameful thing to say. I think the mentorship is not compatible,
Yeah.
and it's to journey from there.
Yeah. I think the only way to land with the right mentor is when you have been open enough and willing enough to have conversations with the wrong ones.
Wow. Wow.
Too many people are not willing to take that risk. And I think the lack of that risk taking is not helping them find the right voice or the right person to journey with.
So, having to be open and real. Let's pivot that to an influencer.
Sure.
If an influencer, I think influencers have a lot of influence, and there are many. Wow. Google didn't understand my question, but it's okay.
It's listening.
Listening. I hope that Google learns as well as we talk about influence. Google definitely influenced many people,
I know.
right? And so back to the question, where we talk about how mentors are, as a person looks for mentorship, they have to be
Yeah.
open. I believe mentors are open as well to their mentee. How about influencers? I think influencers. I'm not an influencer, so I don't know. But from what I heard, influencers have a certain benchmark, a certain lifestyle that they have to live up to
True.
be able to be called an influencer. What if we flip the script, right? Do you think that an influencer would create more impact if they were open? Or do you think because of their openness they become very vulnerable to attacks?
Yeah,
Online,
I've
in
seen
terms
it.
of online.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it pan out both ways. Some are just so candid. That is their candid nature lands them in trouble.
Right.
I don't know how the scene with the Malaysian influencers. If I have to speak on behalf of the Indian influencers,
Right.
just over the last few months, I've
Mm.
seen so many of them get into a lot of unnecessary legal, political,
Mm.
banter,
Right.
which has actually cost them a lot.
Mm.
And so when I see those lifestyles, when I see how blunt some people are, how uh, how open they are with voicing out what they truly believe, what they truly stand for, what they truly don't stand for, I think your words carry a lot of value and your words carry a lot of meaning. And so I always say there's too many people waste their words.
Right.
And I think as an influencer, one of the things that I personally would love to see is how is that person using his or her words.
Mm. Wow.
I think that for me is a good indicator.
Mm.
The value of words.
Right.
Words have power, words have
Yeah.
meaning,
Yeah.
words have the capacity to build or to destroy.
Right.
And so as an influencer,
Mm.
with somebody who has an audience already,
Mm.
I pay careful attention to how are they using their words.
Right. I how are they using their words? I think it's a good indicator to see, but also the question would be is that because I thought a lot of influencers are part of agencies, right? They're part
Yeah.
of this group where manages
Yeah.
their image. Then I know it's controversial to say that would it be that their online persona is fake, right? Because they have to adhere to certain guidelines that's been set by the agency.
Yeah.
Then as a person who is engaging influencers online, you know, should we still engage them because we don't know where they stand? Because again, it's controversial,
Yeah.
a controversial thought.
Yeah.
No, they seem so fake. You know, they seem like their life is in order where my life is in a mess,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So how do we stand on that? What are your thoughts on that thought?
Yeah, I think we have been exposed to so much of diverse content consumption
Mm.
through the lens of an influencer.
Right.
It's I wish it was like a yes and no answer to this, or a
Mm.
easy 1, 2, 3, 4 step kind of
Yeah.
an answer to this. What you're asking is so multi-layered, is so dynamic, and is so constantly evolving.
Yes.
The world out there,
Yes.
the digital world,
Yeah.
the content world is constantly evolving. I
That's
mean,
true.
I mean, look at simple thing. Just look at your algorithms.
Yeah.
They're changing somebody is saying from every quarter to every month, from every month to every week.
Mm.
So some of them, some of the algorithms are so dynamic,
Yeah.
in the digital space. And so when you are constantly caught up
Mm.
on platforms that are dynamic, that are so rapidly changing, not just rapidly engaging,
Yeah.
I think the and I'm going to make an attempt to answer this,
Yeah.
because I really don't think there's a 1, 2, 3 point answer. I think the in a constantly evolving digital space, authenticity
Mm.
is what cuts it apart.
Right.
Authenticity
Mm.
is what's going to help you and I pick who are the kind of influencers I really want to pay attention to.
Wow.
To what extent are they being authentic?
Mm.
To what extent are they willing to be vulnerable?
Right.
To what extent are they willing to project the true version of themselves? Not just the polished version,
Yeah.
or not just the fabricated
Right.
version or the scripted version.
Yeah.
To what extent are they willing to project the true version?
Mm.
And I think again, it kind of goes back to what extent are they authentic.
Right. And when I ask that question, it's not in any way to shade on any influencers.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because why I say that it didn't stem from a something that I read, but it's just more of my reflection of my own life and my interaction with social media. I'm by no means an influencer, but even I begin to to think about, you know, the content that I want to post.
Yeah.
You know, like I look at my photos, is it nicely edited? You know, does my hair look right?
Yeah.
I think that becomes magnified if a person's an influencer.
True.
And so that's the reason why I asked that question. It's risky,
Mm.
it is controversial, but I just wanted to hear your take on it.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah,
think we
yeah.
struggle
Yeah.
with how authentic we are online.
True.
And it's not something that they struggle, but us as well.
Yeah.
Let's not just talk about online, but also in our own lives, how authentic we are,
Mm.
willing to be open and real, and that aligns with our conversation with mentorship.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good place for us to hit pause on this episode. And if you have any questions, I want you guys to hit it on our comments, DM us. We would love to keep this conversation going.
Yeah.
But that's all the time we have today. Thank you, Nina, for being here with us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in and listening to this episode. We'll see you in the next episode.